Now on CoastTV News.
Flooding aftermath, more images and more information showing us how devastating Helene has been for the southern part of the U.S.
We're seeing a mix of stars and clouds this morning and some patchy fog as well. More clouds and sun today, then lots of sun and mild for the weekend. Details coming up next.
Dewey Goes Pink details about the precautions in place to keep the community safe and how much the fundraiser has already raised.
Parade path pivot, the change in effect tonight in Milford that people need to be aware of for tonight's annual homecoming parade.
This is CoastTV News Today.
It is Friday, October 4th, 2024. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Paige Marley. Thanks for being up with us during our 5 o'clock hour.
And we are going to start with breaking news from overnight. It looks like the strike at the ports up and down the east and Gulf Coast is over.
Yeah, the International Longshoremen's Association and the United States Maritime Alliance announced they've reached a tentative deal on wages Thursday night.
A source says the agreement on the wages amounts to a $4 per hour raise for each year of the 6-year contract, or a 62% pay increase that had been offered 50% before the strike. The union agreed to extend the contract that expired earlier this week until January 15th, while the full agreement is worked on.
As a result, the 50,000 union members will return to the job Friday. The deal, though, it still does need to be ratified.
In America, we definitely need the unions, and I think that it's really important to show that, like, American workers and America's strong, and I think it's a great thing.
And the Dock Workers Union originally asked for a 77% pay raise over the 6-year life of the contract. So we now turn our attention to the forecast for this Friday. More importantly, Paige, it is Friday. You got a wedding to get to.
Am I going to be late? No, just kidding. It's next weekend. But yeah, I know it's my last day with you guys for a while.
I know. Excited and sad, but excited.
Yes, exactly. And I'll see you there in a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a couple of days from now. But yeah, one thing I've been tracking, of course, is the weather in the Dominican.
Every day.
Every day.
You're asking Bob.
Bob, what is the weather looking like? But, you know, to help our viewers out, Bob, we should look more locally.
Priorities.
So, you know, priorities, right? So we'll look at the DR later, Bob. What are we looking at home today?
Good morning, guys. And Paige, I think we'll be keeping the hurricanes away, so that's good for the DR. We'll be hot down there. And for us, we're starting our Friday morning with a little bit of patchy fog and cooler temperatures, 55 in Del Mar, Georgetown 57, Milton 57, 63 Bethany Beach, and we're hoping that's 64. Do watch for areas of patchy fog. It's not widespread. It's here and there as the winds are calm right now, and we are seeing some stars and some clouds as well. Otherwise, nice travel weather all across Del Mar, but there are more clouds back to our west. We have high pressure in place, but we have some clouds as well, so that'll be the case much of the day. Here's Futurecast this morning. We're in the 50s and 60s. We'll see sun this morning and then increasing clouds as the day goes on. By afternoon, mid to maybe upper 70s inland, 60s and 70s at the coast, then a mainly cloudy or mostly cloudy evening on the way, but the weather is looking good for Friday evening football games. Here's your day part forecast beginning in the 50s. With a mix of sun and clouds, more clouds and sun with mid-70s and then more sunshine heading into the weekend ahead. Much more on that forecast coming up in just a little bit.
Thank you. Maxar collected new satellite imagery on Wednesday. It reveals some of the flooding aftermath caused by Hurricane Helene as the storm swept through North Carolina. The space technology and intelligence company provided the first clear look since that storm struck the area. And you can see those intense changes right there. The before and after images illustrate some of that damage caused by the extreme weather and floods. Well, as we know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and according to the American Cancer Society, 1 in 3 women are actually diagnosed with breast cancer every year. But in order to raise money and increase access to care, 2 local business owners in Dewey Beach have hosted the Dewey Goes Pink fundraiser since 2012.
It's a big fundraiser page, and Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber is live in Dewey Beach. Lisa, since this weekend's event is a race, you spoke with town officials to see what safety measures are in place.
Yeah, Matt and Paige, as you can see behind me, Dewey, they're already decorating. They've got a really big pink ribbon right here at the starboard. And Dewey will be filled with a sea of pink this weekend, as the town says. About 5,000 people are expected to come out for this race, which is a 5K and 1.5-mile fun walk. But in order to keep everyone safe who is participating, Dewey says that parts of Route 1 will be shut down to traffic, as well as the north side neighborhoods, because the race will also go through there. For the past 12 years, Dewey Goes Pink has been raising money for the local Delaware Breast Cancer Coalition. Last year, the event raised $340,000, bringing the total amount raised since the event began to $1.5 million. And later on, we're going to hear from a Dewey Beach official, and he's going to tell us his favorite part about the event every year. Back to you.
Lisa Weber, thank you for that. Dewey Goes Pink, one of several events taking place this month in Dewey Beach. Now, next Saturday, it's Greyhounds Reach the Beach on October 19th. The Rusty Rudder is hosting acts as part of the Rehoboth Beach Jazz Festival, and the weekend of October 25th, it is Trick or Treat and the Haunted Trail.
Happening today, Milford locals will gather for the annual homecoming parade. However, this year's Milford homecoming parade will see a slight change in its route. The parade usually begins at the Milford Middle School and it goes down Walnut Street. But due to construction and other events in the area, the route has been changed to go down Lover's Lane. Kevin Block works in Milford and says while some might be upset about the change, the show will still go on.
For me, I don't see that it's the end of the world. I think we have a lot more things going on in the world right now than worried about a parade route change. I think everybody will adjust and adapt, and life will go on and everything will be fine.
It sure will be. The fun will kick off at 5:30 at the Mispillion Elementary School. It'll end at Briggs Stadium ahead of that big football game.
Deadline in Delaware is nearing. That relates to November's general election. This is for people who want to vote and who are not registered. According to the State Department of Elections, the deadline to register is Saturday, October 12th, just before midnight, 11:59 p.m. To be eligible, you must be a U.S. citizen, must live in Delaware, and you must be at least 18 years old by Election Day. Now, in Sussex County, you can register at the Department of Elections office in Georgetown or online, and more information about all this can be found on the CoastTV News app. Final sprint is on. Vice President Kamala Harris travels to battleground state Michigan today after making a pitch to Republicans and independent voters alongside Republican Liz Cheney in Wisconsin.
Yeah, and former President Trump is heading back to Georgia for another tour of the damage caused by Hurricane Helene after rallying with supporters in Michigan. NBC's Alice Barr shows us how the two candidates are making their final pitches as the election now just 5 weeks away.
Former President Trump heads to Georgia today to again survey devastation from Hurricane Helene as Vice President Harris travels to Michigan after rallying in Wisconsin alongside former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney.
I have never voted for a Democrat, but this year I am proudly casting my vote for Vice President Kamala Harris.
Cheney voted to impeach former President Trump over his role in the January 6th Capitol attack. Vice President Harris appealing to other Republicans to back her, arguing the former president cannot be trusted.
He who violated the oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America. And make no mistake, he who, if given the chance, would violate it again.
That after a new special counsel court filing asserts former President Trump should not be immune from prosecution for his efforts to overturn his 2020 election loss. The former president calls the filing political.
This was a weaponization of government.
Rallying in Michigan last night, he doubled down on false claims of a stolen election.
It was a rigged election. You have to tell Kamala Harris that's why I'm doing it again. If I thought I lost, I wouldn't be doing this again.
Voters divided.
I think Trump has destroyed the Republican Party.
Do you think that Liz Cheney speaks for the Republican Party?
No.
Absolutely not.
Americans weighing the impact of the last election as they prepare to vote in the next. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
We're just getting started this morning on Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, coming up, Paige, it's officially spooky season, and many communities have lots of cool things to do this weekend to get you in the spirit.
Also, a possible parking ordinance in Dewey Beach aims to make the town more appealing to the eye. We'll tell you why some locals believe the rules are a government overreach.
And Costco expands on its precious metals collection with a new addition. We'll tell you how much it will cost to get your hands on them. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
Ride the wave of Delmarva's vibrant coastal vibes with Coast Life. From hidden gems to sun-kissed trends and captivating local tales. Dive deep and immerse yourself in our coastal rhythm. Catch Coast Life weekdays at 4 on Coast TV.
Avoid the nightmare of mold. Did you know, after a water-related event, mold can begin to grow within 48 hours? If this happens in your home or business, first, thoroughly clean and dry the affected area, then increase airflow and decrease relative humidity. Or just call Riptide Restoration, your trusted mold remediation experts on Delmarva, to professionally treat and remove the mold and restore your home as if it never happened.
For more information, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
You push it. You try to hold them shut, but your doors won't stay closed no matter what. Introducing Ruby Monkey Magnets. Ultra-thin magnetic plates that will keep your doors and drawers shut. Just peel to reveal the super strong adhesive. Place the monkey, then the magnet, and close. Installation is that simple, and now you have a door that will stay shut. The secret is the ultra-strong industrial magnet's powerful attraction that holds tight. Monkey magnets work on most surfaces and are perfect for cabinets, dresser drawers, sliding closet doors, and more. Even your outdoor problems are solved in an instant because they're corrosion and rust resistant. Call or go online now to get 8 sets of monkey magnets for only $9.99. Due to rising costs, this may be your last chance to get monkey magnets at this low price. There is a strict limit of 1 house pack per order. Call now.
Call 1-800-453-9032. That's 1-800-453-9032. Call or visit getmonkeymagnets.com. So call 1-800-453-9032 now.
Here's Dr. Ron Leonard, our elder statesman. Now, how long have you worked here, Dr. Ron? Probably decades?
Centuries. We used to drill holes in patients' heads to release evil spirits, but hey, that's the 80s for you.
Just about 5:12 on our Friday morning, Bay Health Cam in Milford. We're seeing a little bit of fog out there, so take care, use extra caution, use the low beam headlights. Not dense fog, patchy fog. You can see visibility is pretty good across Delaware and Maryland right now. Otherwise, we do have some clouds above us, and we can see the stars as well. But besides that, things are pretty quiet with high pressure in place. We do have some clouds back to the west, and we'll be in and out of those clouds during the day. Make sure you have the heavier jacket out the door. 50s inland right now and 60s at the coast, and for a change we have much lighter winds. On the golf course, my putt is good, not excellent, but good. 78 degrees, mostly cloudy out on the golf course or wherever you're headed today, and pleasant conditions.
How about really good, Bob? I will give you really good on that putt. That was pretty good there. Moving on, and happening tomorrow, the Indian River School District will host their first ever community festival. Check this out. The event will take place Saturday, October 5th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., and it will be located at the campus of Howard T. Ennis School and also Sussex Central High School. The event will have food, games, entertainment, family-friendly activities, and also there'll be helpful resources provided by IRSD schools and community organizations. There will be bus transportation to the festival from several of the district's elementary schools. The big Country Calling Festival begins this afternoon in Ocean City, and with it, we expect to have more traffic and delay. So here's some traffic changes to keep in mind if you will be in Ocean City this weekend. Due to the concert crowds, the Ocean City Police Department will implement evening traffic changes starting at 8 each night. Just a few include no traffic south of North Division Street. Baltimore Avenue traffic traveling north from South Division Street to Talbot Street will be reduced to 1 lane.
The 3.5-year-long Dream Cruise was scheduled to set sail 4 months ago, but its departure was postponed several times. Now, Via the Odyssey finally set off from Northern Ireland Monday night, only to drop anchor just outside port because of final administrative paperwork. Eventually, on Thursday, the company confirmed they were able to raise the anchor again and finally begin that extraordinary journey. We'll see what happens. Costco is now selling platinum bars for just over $1,000. The Swiss-made 1-ounce bars retail for $1,090 on the big box chain's website. The offering is an expansion of the collection of precious metals that the company sells. The company started selling gold bars in 2023 and sold more than $100 million worth during the first quarter of that year. Still ahead this morning on Coast TV News Today, locals in Dewey Beach could see a change to parking rules at their homes, how the change could impact driveways in town.
It's a quiet Friday morning across Delmarva. Watch for a little patchy fog. Not seeing that on the Irish Eyes cam right now. And Lewis, 58, nice and quiet there. We'll burn off the fog pretty quickly this morning. Then a mostly cloudy day, and then more sun this weekend, and then a much bigger cool down next week. I'll have your forecast details in 2 minutes.
Have you ever needed some help with selection and design layout in your renovated tile bathroom project, kitchen backsplash, or any other tile project? You don't have to go across the bridge. The professionals at East Coast Tile and Flooring offer the largest selection to assist architects, designers, and homeowners on any size project in all price ranges. East Coast Tile and Flooring has the quality, knowledge, and expertise you need. Call East Coast Tile and Flooring today for a design consultation.
The American Heart Association invites you to join the Southern Delaware Heart Walk. It's time to unite, take action, and save lives. Every walker who joins, every dollar donated means more people trained in life-saving CPR, more research, and more life-saving moments for everyone. Join us at the Southern Delaware Heart Walk on November 3rd at the Rehoboth Beach Bandstand. Let's walk together to save lives. Register today at heart.org/SouthernDEWalk. Sponsored by CoastTV.
Join us for the American Cancer Society's Making Strides Against Breast Cancer in Ocean City on Saturday, October 26th. The walk starts at 8 a.m. on the boardwalk at the inlet. Sign up to walk or lead a team to celebrate courage and hope for breast cancer survivors, those living with metastatic breast cancer, caregivers, and families. Be the hope to help end breast cancer for everyone. For more details, visit coastcountry.com. Coast Country Cares, sponsored by Spicer Brothers.
As a comptroller of the state of Maryland, I view part of my job as identifying opportunities for people in every community across our state. And that's why I'm excited about Maryland Saves, a free and easy retirement savings option employers can offer their employees and make saving easier for Marylanders. Find out if your business qualifies for a $300 incentive and learn more about Maryland Saves at marylandsaves.com. Thanks, and see you soon.
I would never take a tax credit that I wasn't entitled to.
Angela Alsobrooks took tax deductions she did not qualify for.
Alsobrooks improperly took advantage of tax breaks she did not qualify for.
Alsobrooks claimed a homestead tax break for a townhouse she rented.
Alsobrooks is accused of improperly claiming senior citizens tax breaks.
She used multiple methods, which she was not qualified for, to save thousands of dollars.
No, I don't believe I'm above the law.
Maryland's Future is responsible for the content of this advertising.
NBC News Daily, weekdays at 1 on Coast TV.
Time is 5:17 as we get a live look just south of the Mispillion River. This is Milford, where there is a big homecoming game tonight as the Bucks host St. Elizabeth. Bob.
Wow. Yeah. So a lot of football on the proverbial plate tonight. And we're talking Friday night lights, Matt. And I think the weather is looking great. Typical fall football weather. Nice and dry. Last week, not so great. This time around, it's good. It's good, you know, like they do with the refs with the field goals. 69 at kickoff with partly cloudy skies. Make sure you bring the heaviest sweatshirt, maybe a stadium blanket too. And by halftime, 65, maybe lower 60s as we go towards the end of the game. So pleasantly cool as we go through the evening. Muggy meter, we are getting more comfortable with time. We have a series of cold fronts coming. So there's one on Saturday. Humidity goes up a little bit into the muggy range, then it drops again. And we've got another cold front Monday. Then it really drops after that. Very dry and much cooler air builds in next week behind a cold front. The first big push of fall air this season. 57 in Georgetown now, Salisbury 57, 56 in Redden, 62 in Bethany Beach and Rehoboth right now. You're at 63. Winds are presently calm and we are seeing a little bit of patchy fog out there. I've looked at visibilities, they're all about 10 miles, so really not a problem. But that said, use the low beam headlights and take it extra slow, but the fog quickly burns off this morning. Otherwise, we're seeing some clouds and clear skies. High pressure is sliding away a little bit, so the flow's coming in a little bit out of the south, a little bit of moisture, and we've got some clouds to the west and a series of cold fronts lining up to our north and west. Those will be coming through the next few days. Here's Futurecast this morning, 6:30. Watch out for patchy fog. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s by mid-morning. Already starting to see low 70s. Then I think the clouds will increase afternoon hours into the mid to upper 70s. A little cooler at the beaches. We become most mostly cloudy this evening, but I think we keep it dry. And then through the overnight, partly cloudy. We will see a little front move through early Saturday morning, maybe triggering a sprinkle pre-dawn hours. Otherwise, some clouds in the morning. Then they clear out, and it's a beautiful Saturday. Lots of sunshine. Upper 70s into the afternoon hours, upper 60s in some places at the coast, and looking great for your Saturday evening. And then as we go Saturday night into Sunday morning, a little cooler some places well inland, lower 50s and 60s at the beaches. And then Sunday, another good looking day with lots of sunshine and temperatures into the mid to upper 70s. So a great looking weekend on the way. There is another front that moves in on Monday. This one is a little stronger, has a little bit of moisture with it, so maybe a sprinkle early Monday, and then that sweeps through, and then we get into a stronger northwest flow. That means, well, cool days with sunshine really much of next week, and some chilly overnight lows as well. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 78 today with mostly cloudy skies, and then Saturday 79. Great apple picking weather tomorrow and Sunday, 77, 78 on Monday. Then that cold front comes through, and look how temperatures dip through the lower 70s Tuesday and Wednesday, 68 on Thursday, and then we're looking at temperatures dipping into the 40s beginning Tuesday morning. Umbrella winner today is Eileen Judd from Berlin. Congratulations, Eileen, on your brand new umbrella from Paul Davis and Coast TV.
That high is 68 there on your forecast, Bob. All right. Happening now in Dewey Beach, a proposed ordinance that deals with residential homes, and it could have a big effect, especially during the summer season, with people's ability to park their cars on the front of their homes. The ordinance involves a minimum of 25% of gross property to be dedicated to green space, and entire front yards would be considered green space, except for one 20-foot by 18-foot driveway or two 10-foot by 18-foot driveways. Coast TV spoke with the Planning and Zoning Commissioner in Dewey Beach about why this is being considered.
The intent was to preserve the integrity and the beauty of the North End. We're having a lot of development in the North End here. This change basically allocates some additional square footage in the front yard so that and provides details around how it should be planted, how it should be maintained, so to preserve that look and feel of the North End.
This does bring us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what do you think about people parking in their front yard there?
70% of you said it's an eyesore. 1% of you said it's convenient. I might be as convenient. I've been known.
Paige, I'm with you on that one.
Sorry, y'all. 27%, no problem. And 2% say it could hurt property value. Interesting.
Yeah, look, you know, I occasionally like to dabble in the Dewey Beach nightlife, and if I have the opportunity, I will take it too.
Okay, I feel you. Why not? You know what I mean? I wish there was an option that said that. All right, if you haven't voted yet, you still can. Go to coasttv.com or go to our app.
Are you looking for some spooky fun or cool finds this weekend? Well, stay tuned for your cool things to do.
Calling all comic collectors, anime lovers, gamers, and pop culture fans, make your way to Ocean City Comic Con December 14th and 15th at the Roland E. Powell Convention Center, featuring over 200 vendors, artists, and special guests. Plus, take a pic with your favorite comic book hero, take part in a costume contest, and so much more. Saturday 10 to 5 and Sunday 11 to 4. Tickets start at $10 with discounts in costume or donating a non-perishable food item. For more info, go to oceancitycomiccon.com.
Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
Are you tired of rust stains, funny smells, and floaties? Are you concerned about contaminants in your water? City or well, call Shore Water Refining. We'll perform a comprehensive water analysis and offer a cost-effective solution in less than 48 hours. From whole house systems with water softeners designed for Delmarva to reverse osmosis bottle quality water right at your sink. Shore Water Refining, family owned and operated for over 50 years. Call or visit us online at shorewaterde.com today.
Join the Harry K Foundation for the Fashion for Charity Girls Night Out October 16th from 6 to 9 p.m. at Shellville Village in Rehoboth Beach. Indulge in cocktails, hors d'oeuvres, a fashion show, and shopping on this evening of fashion, food, friends, and philanthropy. Tickets are $48 with benefits going to the Harry K Foundation, working to defeat childhood hunger throughout Delaware. For tickets and info, visit harrykfoundation.org. Sponsored by Coast TV.
You like to keep your beard perfectly groomed, but she hates all that mess. Now there's VacuTrim by Bell & Howell, the total body shaver that trims your hair and vacuums it up. VacuTrim stainless steel blades give you a precision cut, while the built-in vacuum captures the hair shavings. It has 20 trim settings to shape your beard and tame body hair with no mess. Get VacuTrim with free shipping for only $39.95.
Call 1-800-263-0608. That's 1-800-263-0608 or go to vacutrim.com.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped me get to the first day at my career, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from my service helped me buy my first home. And I take pride knowing I will be the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
To learn more, visit nationalguard.com/.
Long closures about to go into effect in the Roxana area starting Monday, October 7th through February the 4th. Miller's Neck Road between Old Millbridge Road and Derrickson Creek Road will be closed. That's so DelDOT can realign Miller's Neck Road next to Old Millbridge Road, and there will be detours in place.
Dagsboro drivers, be prepared for some nighttime lane closures. D20 or Main Street and Iron Branch Road will have nighttime closures between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. beginning Tuesday, October 15th. This is so DelDOT can install and activate a new traffic signal with pedestrian facilities. On Iron Branch Road, the agency will improve intersection safety and operations and add an exclusive left turn lane. This will last through the end of this year.
First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey back with us. And Bob, it looks like we might struggle to get above 70 on the beaches today.
Yeah, maybe so, but I think the beach weather is all in all looking pretty good. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies and some sun as well, Fenwick Island and Ocean City, and we do creep into the low 70s, barely, as we go into the afternoon hours. UV index is high. Make sure you have that higher SPF sunscreen. Lewis and Rehoboth, you're looking at a mix of sun and clouds, and it looks basically cloudy as we go into the evening hours with temperatures in the low 70s, waves around 2 to 4 feet. On the bay side, UV index also high there, waves about 1 foot. In Cambridge, you're looking at mid 70s today with a mix of sun and clouds, slightly cooler for Crisfield, but we'll clear out the clouds for the weekend and a beautiful fall weekend on the way. Much more coming up in the next half hour.
As we welcome the first weekend in October, there's no shortages of fun activities.
No, of course not. Whether you're feeling crafty or maybe you're in the mood to snag some great deals, Christina DiRobertis has your cool things to do.
Happy October and happy spooky season, everyone. If you're trying to get into the fall spirit, I have some great options for you this weekend. On both Saturday and Sunday night, you can catch Boo! 13 Scenes from Halloween at the Riverfront Theater in Milford, presented by Second Street Players. It's a wickedly fun show with trick-or-treaters, witches, goblins, and spooky surprises. Next, you can hit the streets of Rehoboth and Dewey for the 47th annual Fall Sidewalk Sale. From 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., shop till you drop with unbeatable deals and one-of-a-kind finds all weekend long. Celebrate all things craft at the Crafts and Crafts Festival in Lewis. Also on both weekend days, that means art, beer, and history. Over 50 local and regional artisans will be joined by local craft breweries and a local meadery for the two-day event. And more craft fun is happening at the Cheer Community Center in Georgetown. Whether you're selling your goods or looking to buy something new, merchandise ranges from books, baseball cards, toys, jewelry, and more. For event details, tickets, and more, you know what to do. Just head to CoastTV.com and click on the Cool Things to Do tab.
Here at North Bay Marina, we know that boaters have the most fun.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division like myself in cabinetry to ensure that you have the best product to fit your needs. And your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your project.
It was very important to find somebody that was knowledgeable in the whole picture, the cabinetry, the appliances, and the countertop. We are delighted with the outcome.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware. Center. Discover the wonders of our environment at UT's Coast Day on October 6th from 10 to 3 in Lewis. Hands-on science, research vessels, and more at this family-friendly event. More info, visit utel.edu/Coast Day. Sponsored by CoastTV.
You push it. You try to hold them shut, but your doors won't stay closed no matter what. Introducing Ruby Monkey Magnets. Ultra-thin magnetic plates that will keep your doors and drawers shut. Just peel to reveal the super strong adhesive. Place the monkey, then the magnet, and close. Installation is that simple, and now you have a door that will stay shut. The secret is the ultra-strong industrial magnet's powerful attraction that holds tight. Monkey magnets work on most surfaces and are perfect for cabinets, dresser drawers, sliding closet doors, and more. Even your outdoor problems are solved in an instant because they're corrosion and rust resistant. Call or go online now to get 8 sets of monkey magnets for only $9.99. Due to rising costs, this may be your last chance to get monkey magnets at this low price. There is a strict limit of 1 house pack per order. Call now.
Call 1-800-453-9032. That's 1-800-453-9032. Call or visit getmonkeymagnets.com. So call 1-800-453-9032 now.
Have fun and enjoy Delmarva's Coast with Petey the Peacock, sharing joy coast-wide. Know where he's going to be next and get his free coloring book at peteythepeacock.com. Sponsored by Tidal Health.
Now on Coast TV News.
Havoc continues from Helene. It's been a week since it hit the U.S. and communities still dealing with that devastation.
We are seeing a mix of stars and clouds this morning. Some patchy fog as well. More clouds and sun today, then lots of sun and mild for the weekend. Details coming up next.
Racing for awareness, I'll tell you how much Dewey Goes Pink has raised for breast cancer awareness and the safety precautions in place this weekend.
Parade route revamp, a big change for an annual event that is part of homecoming festivities there in Milford.
This is Coast TV News Today.
October 4th, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Paige Marley. And we are going to go now to some news that broke just last night. Many dock workers around the country, they're actually heading back to work today as the union agreed on a deal last night ending, for now, that strike.
And we're talking about the International Longshoremen's Association and the United States Maritime Alliance. They announced they reached a tentative deal on wages Thursday night.
A source says the agreement on wages amounts to a $4 per hour raise for each year of the 6-year contract, or a 62 pay increase that had been offered 50% before the strike. The union agreed to extend the contract that expired earlier this week until January 15th, while the full agreement is worked on.
As a result, the 50,000 union members will return to the job Friday. The deal still needs to be ratified. So we now turn to what lies ahead for us here near the coast. We get ready for the weekend, Paige.
We are ready, aren't we? So let's check in with Bob right now. Bob, we are looking at a decent weekend.
Oh, yeah. More than decent. Very decent. In fact, probably beautiful weekend on the way. More on that coming up. Do watch for a little bit of patchy fog this morning. Right now, visibility is good at the reporting stations and airports, but there could be a little bit of patchy fog. That will quickly burn off at sunrise, so just take a little slower. 55 in Delmar, 57 Georgetown, so you need that heavier jacket out the door. And we've got 60s at the coast right now, and the winds are calm, and that's why we see a little bit of fog out there. We also have some clouds above, so it's stars and clouds right now. Otherwise, good travel weather, commuting weather to work and school this morning. High pressure sliding away. We have a bit of a southerly flow, so a little bit of moisture will add to the cloud cover today. And this morning, that fog burns off mid-morning. Temperatures warming through the 60s. By noon, we're into the mid-70s. I think the clouds are increasing. Upper 60s at the beaches. You can see how the clouds are increasing even more into the afternoon. Upper 70s, perhaps around Salisbury, but cooler at the coast, and then becoming mostly cloudy this evening. And for Friday night lights and your evening activities, I think it's mostly cloudy but remaining dry. And for the kiddos at the bus stop, watch for patchy fog off to school. 57, need that jacket, then heading home mostly cloudy and right around 75.
Bob, thank you so much. In the western part of North Carolina, recovery efforts and the search for survivors continues. Nearly a week after Helene's floodwaters tore through that area, some incredible videos showing the extent of that damage. This right here was shot from a man from the third-story apartment in Asheville, North Carolina. He says he saw trees, shipping containers, and complete buildings washed by, including what appeared to be the exterior of a wall that you can see right there. President Biden toured the state on Thursday to assess that damage. Earlier in the week, former President Trump was in Georgia doing the same.
Pink is a color that many of us will see over the next couple of weeks, as October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and one of the bigger and more popular events to raise money in the battle against breast cancer is Dewey Goes Pink.
Yeah, the annual event takes place this weekend. We go live now to Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber in Dewey Beach. Elisa, since the event is a race through the town, you spoke with officials there to see which safety measures are in place.
Yeah, Matt and Paige, Dewey is getting ready for this weekend. As you can see behind me, hopefully you could kind of see, it's dark out, but there is a huge pink ribbon getting set up. And this weekend, Dewey, it's going to be filled with the sea of pink, and a lot of people, as the town says, about 5,000 participants are expected to come out and race this weekend in this 5K and 1.5 mile fun walk. And in order to keep all of the participants safe, Dewey says that parts of Route 1 will be shut down to traffic, as well as the North End neighborhood, since the race will also go through there. For the past 12 years, Dewey Goes Pink has been raising money for the local Delaware Breast Cancer Coalition. Last year, the event raised $340,000, bringing the total amount raised since the event began to over $1.5 million. Paul Bauer, a Dewey Beach commissioner, says seeing people come together is the best part of the day.
Hey, this is probably the best off-season event that we have coming up. So many people come from all over, not just Delaware, Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania. They come from all over.
The event starts right here in Dewey Beach at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. Back to you.
Elisa Weber, thank you for that. Dewey Goes Pink begins a busy month of weekends in Dewey Beach. Next Saturday, it's Greyhounds reach the beach. On October 19th, the Rusty Rudders hosting acts as part of the Rehoboth Beach Jazz Festival. And the weekend of October 25th, it is Trick or Treat and the Haunted Trail.
Everybody loves a good parade, but sometimes the route is part of the tradition, and people can get a bit touchy if you change tradition. But happening today in Milford, the route for the homecoming parade sparked some passionate debate.
Yes, Coast TV News reporter Brendan Conroy shows us there are mixed opinions on how this will affect the enjoyment of the parade as the show goes on with a new path.
The homecoming parade in Milford Friday night is going to look a little different. After a change in the route adds a little bit of spice to the longtime tradition. The cause, construction at the Milford Middle School. That's usually where the pomp and circumstance begins. Meanwhile, other events like First Friday will also be blocking off part of the original pathway on Walnut Street. Angela Fitzgerald lives in Milford and says people will definitely notice the difference.
I think it's definitely tradition. We have parades every year, not just the homecoming parade, and every parade, as long as I can remember, has always taken this route. So it just, to me, it seems like people are more fond of that tradition.
Right here in the Miss Pillion Elementary School parking lot is where both the students and the floats are going to meet for the start of the parade. Their call time is 5 p.m. and you can expect to see a different float for each of the different Milford schools. There's going to be a lot of excitement as they head in to the homecoming game following the parade. The new route will take them from the school onto Lover's Lane and the other streets you see on your screen. Kevin Block says the change isn't as big of a deal as people are making it out to be.
For me, I don't see that it's the end of the world. I think we have a lot more things going on in the world right now than worried about a parade route change. I think everybody will adjust and adapt, and life will go on and everything will be fine.
The parade will look a little different this year, but the most important parts, the students, the families, and the floats, will still be on hand to celebrate another homecoming for the Milford School District. In Milford, Brendan Conroy, Coast TV News.
Deadline in Delaware is nearing that relates to November's general election. This is for people who want to vote and who are not registered. According to the State Department of Elections, the deadline to register is Saturday, October 12th at 11:59 p.m. To be eligible, you must be a U.S. citizen, live in Delaware, and you must be at least 18 years old by Election Day. In Sussex County, you can register at the Department of Elections office in Georgetown or online, and more information on this can be found on CoastTV.com. A lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Still coming up this morning, the Indian River football team could be in hot water with the DIAA. We'll tell you how a local commercial is at the center of the investigation.
Also, soccer thriller. Comeback win in the Henlopen Conference match between Milford and Woodbridge.
And the first ever music festival, Country Calling in Ocean City, kicks off today. We're telling you what organizers say to look forward to. Stick with us on Coast TV News Today. Ride the wave of Delmarva's vibrant coastal vibes with Coast Life. From hidden gems to sun-kissed trends and captivating local tales. Dive deep and immerse yourself in our coastal rhythm. Catch Coast Life weekdays at 4 on CoastTV.
Tree trunk injections are a safer, more efficient treatment process than the traditional spray method. This technology can help enhance your tree's health by delivering essential nutrients directly to their vascular systems. Like humans, trees are susceptible to infection. A specially formulated fungicide injection can cure most diseases. If spray applications cannot reach every part of the tree, trunk injections are a better alternative. To learn more about tree injections, visit our website, acplantandturf.com.
Coastal Home Roofing is your source for all your roofing and siding needs. We do not take any down payment. You don't pay until the job is done. Protect your home even further by taking advantage of our lifetime labor warranty. Schedule a free immediate estimate with our team by visiting our website or giving us a call at 866-976-5462. Coastal Home Roofing, Delmarva's roofing and siding experts.
Mondays at 5 on Big 1077. It's time to huddle up and talk football.
We're talking touchdowns, tackles, and everything in between.
From game-changing plays to the latest news around the league.
We'll take a deep dive into all of the plays that made a difference.
We'll see you in the end zone.
Catch the End Zone, Mondays at 5 on Big 1077.
Hi, this is Jimmy Hoppa inviting you to join us as we take the cross to the country. Christian country and Southern gospel, all to celebrate our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Taking the cross to the country, Sunday mornings at 8 on Coast Country, sponsored by Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling.
5:41 on a Friday morning. Salisbury Spicer Brothers Camp, well, maybe a little hazy, but visibility is pretty good as we're looking at a mixture of stars and clouds, and you can see visibility is 10 miles in Georgetown, Salisbury, and Ocean City, but some of those back areas, especially near the farms, could see a little bit of patchy fog this morning. Should burn off by around sunrise. Otherwise, we're seeing a mix of stars and clouds right now, and more of those clouds farther back to the west. We have high pressure moving away and a bit of a southeast flow, so we will be seeing some more of those clouds throughout the day, but nothing in the way of rain. Make sure you grab a jacket out the door. Temperatures in the 50s inland, even some lower 60s and low to mid 60s at the beaches with light winds. So a pretty good looking morning, a little bit of patchy fog. I gave it the yellow light for the morning commute. Otherwise, we're looking at the green light for the afternoon and evening commutes with mostly cloudy skies. Remember, another way to get your forecast is the Coast TV First Alert weather phone. It's sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalas, Brockstead, and Federico.
First ever Country Calling kicks off today in Ocean City. We're talking guitars, cowboy hats, and money will flow into the coastal town with 25 different artists and 3 stages set up in the inlet parking lot. This weekend's concert is completely sold out. 55,000 tickets in all. Ocean City's Tourism and Business Development Director says this is an economic win for the town.
You know, we're very excited for our businesses to stay open. And again, this is a great opportunity to showcase Ocean City. It's not only just the weekend event, this is an opportunity to get people to come back either for a vacation or potentially to live, work, and play.
And the first act is scheduled to hit the stage there in Ocean City this afternoon at 12:30.
We are now heading into week 5 of the NFL season. We have a big one on Sunday Night Football. That's when the Pittsburgh Steelers take on the Dallas Cowboys. Coverage of that begins at 7 right here on Coast TV.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
We had thrilling boys soccer action in the Henlopen last night. Milford hosting Woodbridge in one that came down to the wire. The Milford ship was looking pristine yesterday as the Bucks hope to pick up win number 6 on the year over Woodbridge. We start in the 21st minute of the first half. Free kick for Milford's Aaron Ramirez puts a boot into it, but Blue Raider keeper Yandel Torres Rodriguez gets a hand on it for the save. Now it's Woodbridge's turn for a free kick. 36th minute, Kevin Gonzalez de Leon delivers a perfect strike just under the bar. It's 1-0 Blue Raiders. To the second half, 5th minute, Emmanuel Joseph applies some pressure Woodbridge tries to clear. It goes right to Ramirez for the one-timer, but another save from Torres Rodriguez. A beauty to hold the lead. 20th minute penalty kick given to Milford. Joseph takes it and buries it for the Bucks. The senior breaks the goose egg. It's tied at 1. 22nd minute now. Dominic Schneck sends it deep towards the net, takes a high bounce over Torres Rodriguez. Joseph scoops it up, hits the empty net to give Milford the lead. What a way to break the deadlock, and that would be the difference maker. The Bucks move to 6-2 with a 2-1 win. That'll do it for sports. Have a great day, everyone.
We have a jam-packed day on the Delmarva Sports Network at 6. Tune in to Down and Distance. That was followed by Scoops and Score. Then at 7, Delaware High School football when Milford hosts St. Elizabeth. 10:30, it's the show that Paige tunes into each Friday. Nittany Game Week.
No.
Oh, it must have been another Page I was talking to. At 11, it is the final score. And on the DSN Plus app, we do have that Milford homecoming football game. And then here are your DSN exclusives. At 7 p.m., Bayside Conference football when Queen Anne's takes on North Carolina. Also at that time in Delaware, Polytech plays Christiana. The holiday season will be here before we know it. Hard to believe, but yes, it's true. And that means the return of Draper Media's Bless Our Children campaign. Through generous donations, we do our best to make sure every child has a present to open Christmas morning, and we do that by supporting charities that handpick families in need. Right now, we're accepting funding applications from those nonprofits, and this runs through October the 18th.
And the holidays will be here before we know it. We're looking at dry, pleasant conditions this morning. Good visibility in Salisbury right now. Maybe a little bit of fog inland. Otherwise, fog burns off to a mostly cloudy Friday. More sun this weekend, then a much bigger cool down next week. Big time taste of fall then. I'll have your forecast in 2 minutes.
Fall into planning at Bella Terra Garden Center. Autumn is the perfect time of year for planting. Come check out our locally sourced collection of trees and shrubs of all shapes and sizes. Did you know that Bella Terra is open 7 days a week? Join our garden club for big savings and first access to all sale promotions. Stocked with the smallest succulents to the tallest of trees, Bella Terra Garden Center is here for all your gardening needs. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Located right off Route 16 in Ellendale.
DSN Plus is more action. 4 additional live stream games every weeknight and full replays on demand. DSN Plus is more local. 5 live games every weeknight, showcasing high school showdowns and regional rivalries across Delmarva. DSN Plus is more access. Watch on your mobile devices, and remember, DSN is still free over the air and on cable. But get more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
Smell funky? Get Skunky, the shower anywhere sponges that clean all your funky parts from your head to your feet and everything in between. Just add water, work it into a rich lather, and it's ready to use. Skunky effectively lifts and removes oil and dirt from your skin and hair without any rinsing required. Just towel dry and you're done without any sticky residue. Skunky is ideal for contractors or anyone who works outdoors. A hiking, fishing, or camping trip wouldn't be complete without Skunky. Skunky is a game changer for all ages and a must for elder care. Call now and get 20 Skunky 60-second shower pads for only $9.99. But wait, order now and we'll send you 5 more absolutely free. That's 25 showers for only $9.99. There's a strict limit of 1 family pack per order at this incredibly low price. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-615-9517 or visit GetSkunky.com. That's GetSkunky.com. Order now.
We're going to go take a live look at Salisbury, see what's going on there. Not too bad, Bob. And we were just saying, we're starting to see maybe some leaves on the ground, maybe some small changes.
Yeah, absolutely. Fall is moving in. It's here, Paige, but we're definitely seeing the signs as I know I've got a tree out in my front yard. It's already dropping its leaves, changing colors too. And we are seeing patchy color all across Delmarva right now, especially some of the ground covering starting to change, but more in the way of changes, patchy changes back into the mountains. So if you want to do some leaf peeping this weekend, go to the west and northwest into Pennsylvania, and that's where you'll see some of those leaves changing. As far as our humidity goes, the humidity has been much better lately. We'll be in the comfortable range. Well, comfortable to muggy today. There will be another cold front early Saturday, and then that will drop our humidity as we go Saturday into Sunday. Very pleasant weekend. And then it goes up a little bit into Monday morning as a very strong cold front moves through, and that will really dry us out. Look at this. This line is right at the bottom of the graph. Very, very dry air. Dew points into the 40s, we think, as we go into early next week, and then those overnight lows will be dipping into the 40s as well as a chill will be on the way. 57 in Georgetown right now, 55 in Delmar, 57 in Milton, 62 in Bethany Beach, Rehoboth at 63, and we've got light winds, and with those calm winds, we are seeing a little bit of patchy fog across the area. So nothing widespread, but just take it slow. Use the low beam headlights. It'll burn off here shortly, next couple of hours. Otherwise, we're looking at stars and clouds out there. High pressure moving away, so a bit of a southerly flow, a little bit of moisture back to our west in the form of clouds, but nothing in the way of precipitation. There is another front across the Midwest. Excuse me, we have a series of fronts that will be moving in and continuing to cool us down as we go through time. Here's Futurecast as we go through the morning hours, 50s and 60s. We're looking at a little bit of fog, and I think we're looking at sunshine in the morning hours and then increasing clouds into the afternoon. Here's 1 o'clock, looking at mid to upper 70s, cooler at the beaches, and then becoming increasingly cloudy, I think, later in the day into the evening hours, but looking dry for the Friday evening football games and your plans as well. Otherwise, through the overnight hours, we'll call it partly cloudy, and the similar conditions tomorrow morning, maybe a sprinkle before the sun comes up as a front is moving through. Otherwise, clearing skies, temperatures into the mid to upper 70s, a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Maybe you're heading out to the apple orchard to do some apple picking. Otherwise, looking cool as we go into Sunday morning, temperatures in the 50s, and a good looking Sunday on the way with temperatures into the 70s with lots of sunshine. We are watching that next front dropping in on Monday. You can see some precipitation off to our northwest, maybe a sprinkle for us, but then the wind shift to the northwest. It dries out and turns much cooler. We'll see sunshine really the rest of next week, but noticeably cooler temperatures. Paul, they have a 7-day forecast. 78 today, mostly cloudy, and the weekend good. 79 on Saturday, 77 on Sunday. Monday, 78, and then it drops behind that front. Lower 70s, mostly sunny Tuesday and Wednesday. Overnight lows dipping into the 40s. By Thursday, lots of sunshine, only 68, and then by that night dipping into the mid to upper 40s.
Thank you so much. The Delaware Interscholastic Athletic Association confirmed that they are investigating the Indian River School District football team for appearing in a local television commercial.
Commercial in question features Indian River players in full uniform on their practice field, on their football field, alongside staff members. And the commercial was 30 seconds long. This is for Hershey Exteriors.
According to state code, though, student athletes may not participate in an interscholastic sport unless they are considered an amateur in that sport.
State regulations also say that a student forfeits amateur status if their athletic participation is used to promote or endorse a commercial product or service on the internet, newspaper, radio, television advertisement, or in any other form of media or personal appearance.
CoastTV reached out to the Indian River School District about the situation, and public relations specialist David Mall. He said, quote, "We are aware of a complaint submitted to the DIAA and will cooperate fully with the compliance officer assigned to this case," end quote. And CoastTV also reached out to the DIAA. They stated they cannot comment on this until that investigation is completed.
See the beauty of Delmarva from a bird's eye view. Soaring over the shore, Mondays on CoastTV News at 6. Sponsored by Morse Roofing and Siding.
Vacation starts with VA. All that you love, all in one trip. Start yours at virginia.org.
Upgrade your roof. Whether it's metal roofing or shingles, Alpha Roofing and Siding is the pinnacle of protection and style, using premium materials that withholds any harsh conditions that are covered by a 50-year material warranty. Get free gutter guards with your new roof and 12 months no interest. Ask us how to save 30% with a federal tax credit on solar skylights. Call today for more details. Alpha Roofing and Siding, where protection comes first and setting the standard is our legacy.
If you want a bargain, it better be Beshi. Murphy cabinet bed beginning at $8.99, 9 different styles in stock. Sofa beds beginning at $6.99, 2 dozen different styles in stock. Recliners beginning at $3.99. Beshi has rocking, power, wall, swivel, highlight, over 50 different styles in stock. Customizable couches beginning at $9.99. Excellent in-stock selection from several famous makers: Lazy Boy, Craftmaster, Rowe, Braxton Color. Reclining sofas beginning at $10.49. Rustic storage TV stands $6.99. Shop the red tag sale at Beshi Furniture today.
Imagine a home that truly reflects your unique style and sophistication. Welcome to Bay to Beach Builders. Step into the brand new Idea Home and Design Studio in Greenwood, where your dream home takes shape. Select every style, every color, and every detail. Our design specialists will guide you through every step. Experience the unmatched quality of Amish craftsmanship, blended seamlessly with modern design. And the best part, our homes are surprisingly affordable, starting at under $200,000. Bay to Beach Builders. Imagine your home. Create your space. Live your life.
Not everyone wants a big funeral. For those seeking a simple alternative, the Eastern Shore's most trusted family and funeral service offers another option. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Service is simple and affordable. A direct cremation tribute starts at just $15.95, or choose to have a small visitation service, serving Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia with easy consultation by phone and streamlined electronic documentation. Learn more at easternshorecremation.com. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Services. Simply respectful.
Coast TV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment.
All right, it is 5:55 now. We got to check in with our coastal pet of the day. And I think we saw this picture yesterday.
Yeah, so nice. We wanted to show it twice.
Yeah.
Paige, on your screen, we have Benny and Diesel, and they're just hanging out on their bed there. Two of our favorites here at Coast TV, submitted to us by Tammy from Seaford.
Always a good time seeing them, and we love seeing all your pets on Delmarva, too. Keep sending us photos. Tell us what makes your pets so, so special.
Yeah, take a look at your screen. You got that QR code there. Scan that. Get your furry friend to us here at Coast TV, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets that we feature.
I can't wait to see my dog now. I miss them after
Aww.
seeing Pet of the Day. All right, well, it is now 5:55. We got to take a look at your forecast before you head out the door.
Yeah, Bob, looks like we got a good one going on as we start our weekend.
Yes, we do, and a little bit of patchy fog out there to start our Friday. Nothing all that significant, and it should start to burn off once the sun comes up, but that sun is coming up later now, right around 7 o'clock. Here's our day part forecast. Watch for a little patchy fog this morning. Grab the jacket out the door. Temperatures in the 50s and then 60s and then 70s. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds today, but increasing clouds later on in the day and into the evening hours as a wind shift to the southeast. We're looking good for the Friday evening football games. Here's your Paul Davis 10-day forecast. 79 on Saturday, mostly sunny skies. A good-looking weekend. Sunday, 77. Monday, 78, a mix of sun and clouds, and then a cold front comes through, turning much cooler, lower 70s Tuesday and Wednesday. Look at those lows starting to dip into the 40s by Wednesday and even chillier by Friday morning. A high of only 68 on Thursday as we have sunshine. I'm trying to think of the last time I had consecutive sun icons like that, but we have 4 of them in a row, Thursday through next weekend. And next weekend looking good right now. Sunshine and temperatures in the 70s.
Coming up at 6, Dewey Goes Pink, details about the race to raise money for breast cancer awareness and education, as well as details about the safety precautions in place this weekend. That and more when Coast TV News Today returns.